Alright, man. I might actually do a review of Steam World Quest. I got the key to stream it and do coverage on it, but it has an embargo which releases in 2 days. But I accidentally binged it, and I think I'm on the final boss, so I may not stream it. I might do a review. It has its problems, but in general, I'm surprised how much time I actually got out of it. I thought I hadn't played it much, and then I look at the played time, and it's what, 12 hours now? It eats time. But it has its problems. But depending on what the price is, it's probably worth it. Steam World Quest. Get rid of the vicar. Oh, goddamn! Yeah, we took a rep hit. I think the reason we're getting these is not because the vicar saw us choke him out. It's because someone found the vicar choked out. So the vicar can be choked out, and he will not be aware that it's us. But as soon as someone finds him before he wakes up on his own, they will immediately know it's us. Which is abhorrently dumb. Where we at? Oh yes, I was trying to find the where the men are. I might just ask. Let's go talk to this captive. Yeah, it's just a little odd. Like, it seems like an error. Either you have, like, omniscient guards, or you have the stuff they've tried here. Like, if there's a guy that sees you do a crime and you bin him before he gets to tell the guards, you don't get the rep loss or anything like that, so that's cool. And if no one sees you do a crime, you don't get the rep loss, so I think this is more of an oversight than anything else. Since it works differently to how other stuff works. Right, let's go see what happened to Matthias, whoever the fuck that is. Am I still overfed? No, good. Okay, look, let me have a scrub. Anyone scrub Cox here? Not to my knowledge. I'll have to do a trow scrub. Yeah, Kid was on me, and I ended up playing the game for a lot longer than I thought. So very late stream tonight. Sauce for men waiting for pathologic, pathologic. They've got the plaguers. Find out what happened to Matthias. Who's Matthias? I forget. Who Matthias? Johan.
My respects to you. I'll be with you.
Ah, it's horse dude. Oh yes, this one's cool. Let's
What's happened here?
Things are bad. Very bad. First we get attacked by them brigands. Barely come out of that alive, and now the plague.
Plague, you say?
Indeed so. Something's up with the village. Even the livestock are dying. It's a gruesome sight.
Dun dun dun. This guy looks like he's about to fall asleep.
Who attacked you?
I don't know. Some bandits. Ever since Skalitz was raised, they've been marauding the whole province.
Did you put up a fight?
We most certainly did. Once Melikar heard young Straw shouting to the hills, he handed everyone a pitchfork or a flail, and we ambushed the bastards.
Good on you. How did it turn out?
We gave them what for until they turned tail and ran. But they cut up young Straw. Something awful. He didn't live to see morning.
I will fix Youngstro.
Who are Melikar and Straw?
That's right. You're not from round here, are you? Melikar's the one looking after things round here now. Before that, it was down to Smill from the Noyoff Stud. But they killed him that time they raided the place. And young Straw is the son of Andrew, a local woodcutter. Or was, I should say. The bandits sorted that. The old man isn't taking it well.
This is one of my favourite quests, I remember. Actually really liking this thing.
Where will I find Melikar?
If you stand at the main gate of the stables and look across the road, Melikar's is the house on the left.
I'd like to talk to Straw.
I see. Well, if you stand at the main gate of the stables and look across the road, you'll see Straw's house on the right.
Tell me more about this plague. It sounds terrible.
Worse than you can imagine. The old stud, livestock, sheep, chickens, all dead or dying. No doubt the people will be next. Melikar's old woman's taken to her bed, and it doesn't look good. Straw's wife and brother, more and more.
I'm sorry to hear it. I'm looking for Matthias. He works as a stable hand at the stud farm.
Matthias? The brigands got him pulled out. He's lying wounded at the stud.
I heard the bandits didn't get very far here, though.
Luckily, young Straw saw them still over by the cross and woke the whole village. We even captured one. He's tied up now at Melikar's place. But then, the disease came.
The plague.
Thanks. That'll be all for now.
Farewell.
Dun dun dun. Our defense and warfare are atrocious compared to our other stats. I should probably block more. Could also try being Great Rouge. Fuck. Okay, let's see about this. Yeah, the plague thing is really cool. Remember that thing in the monastery yesterday where I told men to remember the plague symptoms? That's relevant because we'll be diagnosing. So we'll probably go back and look at that. And I'll need men's brains to help me recall. Ties is in there. Ties is B, so possibly go ask him up. You got a bad case of stare in the thing.
Hal? You're a sight for sore eyes. What are you doing here?
It's good to see you too, Matthias. Sir Radzig sent me here to investigate the raid.
Sir Radzig? Looks like you've come up in the world, mate. You're here as his envoy?
Yeah, something like that. But that's not important right now.
Well, I'm glad to see you have a job.
Good man, Beryl.
Lots of our old neighbors have been reduced to begging. If I were in your shoes, I'd get the hell out of here. There's some disease spreading.
Disease?
Folk are saying it's the plague. Whatever it is, it's bad. It started the day after the raid. First the horses got sick, then other animals, and now people are falling ill too.
Damn.
Yeah, we'll go look at the thing because what applies IRL might not apply to in-game. So, also fuck's sake, Cube. Main symptoms of the plague is people randomly falling asleep, occasionally down. Most common victims are last seen traveling the road by themselves and greeting passerbys. Yes. Not fucking Ebonic plague. Barrel, for fuck's sake. That's not why it's called Black Plague, you absolute racist. Also, how's your health?
Are you alright?
Well, at least I haven't caught the sickness.
But you've been hurt.
It happened during the raid. One of those damn bandits fell on me, horse and all. My arm's badly broken, but better than a broken neck.
Tell me about the raid.
What do you want to know?
Did you see anyone died?
Can you describe the raiders?
I don't know. They came at dusk, so you couldn't see their faces. About 20 of them. They weren't humans, though. They spoke Czech.
You talked to them?
No. They were shouting at us. They were very sure of themselves to begin with, but when we hit them in the woods, they didn't look so brave.
Yeah, that's pretty fortunate. Details how gross you tell the man who has publicly admitted on stream to having bits of his ass cut off with a laser. How dare you?
I know you've got courage enough for any man, but how did a bunch of untrained villagers manage to hold off armed bandits?
One of the village lads caught sight of them coming through the woods and told Melikar, who roused the whole village, and everyone grabbed what they could. Pitchforks, axes, flails, and we went out to face them.
What? You mounted an assault against them?
Aye, and that was the key. It was the last thing those whoresons expected. A few of them still managed to break through to the village, probably wanted to torch it. But even the women here were armed with what they could find, and they took the bastards by surprise.
I like how he's just resigned himself. Ah, I'm wounded. I'm gonna go lie here in the fucking stable, not on someone's bed or even on a table, just here among the horse shit on some straw. There. And illness of the anus, very fine.
I hear one of the raiders was taken captive. I'd like to question him.
Aye, old Melikar let him have it over the head with a flail, and now he's locked up in the barn. But be careful.
Why's that?
That fucker killed young Straw, and his old man's sharpening his sickle for him. Melikar still hasn't decided what to do with him.
I hope he's not gone simple from the flail.
I can tell you what he'll do with him. He'll hand him over to Sir Radzig's envoy. Me.
I doubt Melikar will let him go willingly. The folk here are baying for blood. Lives have been lost. First the raid, and now this plague. God knows what they'll do.
That's true, Ember. Yeah, it was a long time since there was, that they figured out, the correlation between fucking being clean and not dying.
Tell me about the raid.
What do you want to know?
Oh.
About this sickness.
People are were no dumber back then than we are now. It's just perspective. The way we do things now is going to be seen dumb as well. Ah, I see. Yeah, that thing's gonna need to come off barrel.
When did this plague start?
The day after the raid. The horses were lying down in the stable, so we knew something was up. By afternoon, they were all dead. Then other animals started getting sick, one after the other, and then people.
Yeah.
What are the signs that someone's getting sick?
I don't leave the house much, but folk complain of fever and shakes. Some are throwing their guts up, and others are spewing from the other end.
Has anyone died from it?
Aye, old Vurba. Although he was already on his last legs, so no one knows for sure if it was the plague that got him. Either way, the animals are dropping like flies, and people will end up the same for sure.
Who's ill now?
I don't know. What with my arm the way it is, I don't go outdoors much. But I know Melikar and Straw have sick ones at home.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a bit about Merho yet?
I haven't been here long enough to learn much, but ask away.
Can you tell me something about Old Straw?
He's a woodcutter, tough as they come, and a hothead. He's been out of his mind since his boy died.
It's normal to grieve, though.
Depends how you look at it. Folk are afraid he'll snap or drink himself to death. What's worse, his wife caught the sickness, and he's not taking care of her.
What a bastard.
Where can I find this straw?
When you take the main gate out of the stables, you'll see 2 cottages outside. Straw lives in the right-hand one.
Yeah, don't do that. Have the doctor look at it.
What's Melikar like?
The locals look up to him. Smill used to be in charge here, but he was killed in Neuhof.
I know.
Sir Hanush hasn't had time to appoint a new vassal, and folk need someone to speak for them, so they picked Melikar.
Since when do subjects govern a village in place of the lord?
What can we do? If it weren't for Melikar, those bandits would have torched the place to the ground. The villagers won't follow anyone else.
No talk of lancing until the doctor has said lancing.
What's Melikar like?
The locals look up to him. Smill used to be in charge here, but he was killed in Neuhof.
I know.
Sir Hanush hasn't had time to appoint a new vassal, and folk need someone to speak for them, so they picked Melikar.
Thank God you had some...
Aye.
Where does Melikar...
When you take the main gate out of the stables, you'll see 2 cottages outside. Melikar lives in the left-hand one.
Henry flip-flops on his opinion. We've heard about all these, I think. Can I sort you out? I'm a pretty good doctor. Depends what it is. So don't get your ass in a bunch before you know what it is. Fish trap. Oh yeah. Rob. Hell, why are we flashing blue here? You're the bailiff. You look like a fucking pleb mate. Nest? Ooh. Hopefully no one will get upset. Come the fuck down. Stupid thing. Yes, sir, I'm shooting your house. What of it? A single groton. Fucking hell. No, not yet.
Are you Melikar?
Aye, that's me.
I need to
Indeed.
speak with the prisoner.
And why is that? Who might you be?
Henry, envoy of Saradze Kobolat. I'm here to investigate the attack.
I'm sorry. I have other things on my mind right now. In case you hadn't noticed, we have pestilence raging here. And Saradzig won't help us with that. Any more than he helped us when we were attacked.
No news has reached Ratai of any disease here. But I'm here now, and I can help you.
Well, since you serve Saradzig, you might be of some use. If anyone can be.
Tell me what to do.
There's a stable hand living with us here, Matthias.
Yes, I know him.
And he knows some girl who helps out in the monastery infirmary. Johanka, I think her name is. She might know someone to turn to, if she's actually there.
She is, we've been there.
Very well. I'll go to the monastery. It's probably our best hope.
Thank you. At least for taking the trouble. But then, Even if you cared nothing for us, the prisoner's got the pestilence too. He'll die without help.
If I have to go to the monastery, I need to know as much as possible about the disease. I'll definitely need to know its symptoms. They're bound to ask me that.
It's hard to say. My wife is feverish. Others have the chills. I heard some are throwing up. Others still are breaking out in sores. But why don't you see for yourself? People talk a lot and I don't know what to believe anymore.
Very well, I'll make the rounds.
I've daubed lime on the afflicted houses, but don't stay too long in those homes.
I do what I
can
want.
promise you.
Still carrying around that fucking block. Cube it is. Mate. 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 Mate!
This isn't a job, it's a penance.
Fucking... What a scrotum. Right, seems someone has the polio in here. Evening.
What? Have you come for my wife? You're out of luck. I'm old Straw, don't you know? Straw! You've taken my son. But you shan't take my wife. You bastard.
What the fuck are you talking about? Let's sugar tongue him.
I've come to help your wife.
To help her over to the other side. Isn't that God's own truth?
I'm sorry that they killed your son. I truly am sorry. But if you don't want that disease to take your wife, you'll let me see her right away. I can help her.
I don't want her taken, no.
There. You see?
What? Are you a quack?
Something like that.
No, Henry.
Then go to it.
No,
Go.
Henry. Don't admit to that.
Baby.
Well, I think this guy might be just as dumb as Henry, so that's good at least. Have you shoved your wife in the storeroom?
Fever. Just like Melichar's wife.
One has fever.
Fever. Just like Melichar's wife.
Your wife has a fever, mate.
Leave me
Did you know
be,
about
all
that?
ya.
Let's find some more fucking plague houses. Anyone got the cross on their door here? You do.
No. My God. No. Let me sleep. Go away. Leave me alone.
I'm here to talk about your...
What? No, go away.
Do you know anything about...
You're from Melichar's farm?
Yes.
I need to talk to the captive.
Oh, no. Melichar forbade me to let anyone near him.
Let's try it another way then?
Good luck then.
What?
What happened here?
Horror of horrors, Master. We were attacked by some bandits and then the plague broke out.
Jesus Christ.
That's right. The Almighty has sent this punishment on us.
These bandits, who were they?
Some thieving rabble. What do I know? Maybe those damned Cumans. But they spoke Czech. Ask the captive at the Malikars.
How did you manage to fight them off?
Well, we were lucky. Young Straw saw the gang a little way out of the village and ran to warn old Melikar.
Young
If it wasn't
Straw.
for that, none of us would be here.
It looks like you fended them off, though. I can't see any burned houses.
They had no time for that. But they've left us with fresh graves. Young Straw himself got cut up something terrible, and a few others. We've a number of wounded.
Oh
And now
right,
the plague
that
to
was
crown
Old
it all.
Straw.
Christ preserve us.
Melikar, Straw. Those names are new to me.
They're locals. Melikar's been in charge here since old vassal Smill from Neuhof passed away.
It's basically
May
the same
God
the other
grant
guy
him
told
eternal
us.
peace. And Straw,
But
that's the local woodsman. Poor fellow.
Speed's
The bandits
experience.
killed his son, and his wife has the disease.
Where will I find...
If you stand at the main gate of this...
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to talk to Straw.
I see. Well, if you stand at the main gate of...
Mm-hmm.
And the disease?
I don't want to tempt fate by talking about it. Makes me shudder to think of it. There's not much to tell anyway. It hit us just after that rabble left. First the horses died, then livestock, and now it's people. Like Melikar's wife. Poor thing.
Thank you, that's all.
We gotta blow our load on
Good luck then.
on these commoners, so that when we do the talkies that matter, we are all buttered up and lubricated, ready to go. Someone else has the polio in here. What's Are you Vincent?
Jesus, lad, what are you doing here? Can't you see the plague cross on the door?
I'm here because of it. The monastery sent me to help.
God bless you, boy. It's about time.
I need to know exactly what you're suffering from.
Oh, I see. Well, I have a dreadful fever. My wife, too. I recall almost nothing of yesterday. I was raving for most of it.
Is there anything else? Apart from the fever?
Well, forgive me for saying so. The shit just pours out of me. I can't keep anything in. I'm completely worn out. My wife's the same.
You have my thanks. I'll try to bring help.
Wait a minute, will you? I have one favor to ask.
Okay, so far fevers and shits.
So tell me.
I need to write my will. Can you write?
I can and I will.
I might manage that.
Excellent. So get writing.
Yes?
I, Vincent, son of Vincent, grandson of Vincent of Mehoye,
Oh, nice.
do bequeath my estate and all my worldly goods to my wife Wilma. If my wife were to pass away with me, I bequeath all to my cousin Dobesh, at this time the cobbler in Janovitz. In no event shall my prodigal son Elia, the layabout and good-for-nothing, inherit a single groschen, all customs and traditions aside.
Should I write that too?
Yes, and then write, the executor of my last will is to be my good friend, Father Fabian, presently the parish priest of the Church of St. Martin in Sassel.
Very fine.
Anything else?
This will was written down by... What is your name?
Henry. Presently in fealty to Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Well, I never. That will add some weight. Here, take my ring, so Fabian will know it to be truly from me. You can never be sure nowadays.
So you are Vincent then?
Your son Elijah. What did he do to you?
I'm gonna guess.
Christ almighty. Trying to interfere, are you? What did he do? Everything. He was to be married, and instead he ransacked the house and ran off. The little fucker. Last we heard he was some jackhand in Sasso. Boozing, playing dice, lying and cheating for a living. Such a disgrace.
I thought his crime would have been not being named Vincent. He seems like he broke a long line of Vincents.
Where can I find Father Fabian?
Well, where do you think? In St. Martin's Church, of course.
All right, I'll head off then.
Yes. Go now. Go before you catch the disease. Then where will we be?
Go away, leave.
Punished? What? No, clear off. Let me sleep.
Please end this. Please, no more suffering.
This looks like a fucking fire hazard.
Please end this.
Oh, what a cabin full of whiners. So far, the people who aren't assing around seem to just have fevers and things. But they said the livestock died as well. That was relevant, I think. Yeah, the brain tends to retreat to places when it's not well. Places it's familiar with. Where there was a lot of routine. Next thing you know, you're trying to steal someone's sausage dog. That actually happened. Anyone got the plague in here? How dead is he? Grab body, let's not.
Who are you? Can't you see we have the plague cross on the door?
It's more of a plague plus.
My name is Henry. I'm going to the monastery to get help.
It's long past time. The Lord's already taken my poor Anthony. And what do you want from me?
I need to know how the illness afflicted your husband.
Yes, I'll tell you everything. But first help me bury my husband. I'm too weak. And Melichar said the dead should be buried at once.
I will certainly handle the fucking plague corpse. Me, a well man. I'm not touching a plague-infected corpse. I'm not worried.
I'll help you.
Thank you. We have to bury him at the back of the house. There's a lovely linden tree there.
I understand. I'll dig the grave there.
Thank you. When you're ready, come back. I'll say goodbye for now. What am I to do?
Well, I've done this quest before, so my foreknowledge helps me. What's burning over there? It's quite the burning. I'm curious as to what's burning. Here's the tree. I'm just gonna go check what the fuck this is. You see that, guard mate? That shouldn't be burning like that. That's not great. Might be, yeah. Good guess. Can't seem to oogle it. Okay, so the livestock is dead. Someone fucked a bit up with this horse. Maybe you shouldn't burn it this close to the fucking, Lee fence. That's just a silly word in English. Lee. It's the same in DK. But it just sounds weird. Oh, how convenient. Ah, floating rocks. I don't want to set Merhoyed on fire. I just want to do a poot. Wait. Do I actually have to carry him, or will we cutscene him?
Thank you. Now please take him there. Oh Lord.
Wait, Lady, has this man been baptized? That is important. I dunk you in the name of Lord Ass and sorted. Okay. He'll see himself in in heaven soon enough. Prince of Darkness. And fucking Pete.
Will you please tell me about his illness?
Certainly. My husband had the fever all over.
Anything else?
He had great pains in his belly. He said it felt like he'd been stuffed with rocks. He was writhing all night through. It must have hurt terribly.
Thank you.
I would have laughed my ass off if she'd just been all, yeah, he fell in the shower. Which I guess is also dangerous here. Considering that would be what? A lake or something. Daniel?
Brother. Dearest brother. Is that you?
Please. I claim.
Yes, it's me, your brother.
Everyone is nearly here. We need to get the scallops for the fair.
Tell me, brother, how are you feeling?
Wait, you're not my brother. You're one of those brutes. Brother, lock the door. They're back again. Please, God, no.
Brother, don't you recognize me? It's me. I'm your brother. I was gone for a long time. I've come back home for Advent, remember?
Yes. Yes. I remember. Give me a drink of water, brother. I'm thirsty. Terribly thirsty. I feel like I'm burning in hell. I can drink a pitcher of water and right away I'm parched again. Good luck to you.
Probably just have fucking dysentery. Fucking, hey, it's me, your brother. Didn't even change his Steam name.
Are you here?
Leave me.
Oh, fuck's sake, well. So we had some oogles at the symptoms now. The problem with this is, it's kind of... That's the sort of thing you shouldn't be worrying about in a game like this, because a lot of this is cool. What we're doing right now is really cool. The thing, of course, is... Are we doing it in the right order? Will the quest fuck up? And that's not something the player should ever worry about. But it is. Okay, we need to go to the monastery now and check the thingy, I think. I'm gonna go to Sasau first. I think Pestilence. This is a timed one, so this is a quicken. So we're gonna. It's not called manually. What's it called? What are they called? Filially make our way there, since it is quicker if we move on our own. Go to Sasau first, I think, depending on time. Yeah, that was also something that happened in Pathfinder quite a lot, which is a shame. It's extra shame in a game like this because there's quite a lot of cool detail. It just feels like they had to cut it short. That's what hurts me the most about this. It's like that Prince of Darkness thing we did yesterday. It was so close to being cool. It was so close to being a great quest. If it hadn't just fucked up in the end. Like, 99% of the work with that quest was done. And then it just, having to cut either work or whatever the hell they had to short in that last tiny bit. Yeah, Ebola's too... It's too, That's an ambush, I'm not falling for that. That fuck there. It's too fast. So it's only really really dangerous now that we can move around faster.
Yeah.
It was actually not long ago people started, like they used to just wear face masks, trying to ass around, avoiding disease. Not face mask, but just the mouth. They never covered the nose because they fought diseases and shit like doctors and nurses.
Yeah.
Greetings, Henry.
You won't get away.
I'll fucking get him, NP. I might not get him. Yeah, but that was the smell. That was the smell for the old plague doctors.
Ah!
Yeah? Yeah?
Had enough? Yeah, you got me. And
This
what
guy.
are you gonna do about it?
Look at this guy's
that
hair.
bloated belly surely stole that ring anyway.
This guy looks like he wants to have male pattern baldness, so he shaved in a way so that he would look like it. Maybe he's going for the monk thing.
No excuses. Hand it over. Here. You got the thrashing you deserved. I hope you've learned your lesson. I'll amend my life from the very foundations. Believe me.
You really let him go? Just like that? And did you get the loot back?
I did. I have it here.
Thank you. That thieving magpie. You can't trust anyone these days. And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
Reputation lost, reputation gained. Let him go. He's right there, mate. Fuck me. I thought the thing we were saying was sort of, I'm going to put you in jail. Yeah, I always wondered. I actually asked my history teacher about that back in school. Why the monks tended to have that haircut. He didn't know. But I later just ended up assuming that it had to do with them trying to get a halo going of hair. Those two deserve each other. Bandit can pickpocket that guy all he wants. Let's not trample the chickens. What, like that clip that we may or may not get to tonight? Halo was a console game, so probably it was out back then.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking samurai look.
Yeah.
It's like sucking up to people what have lost their hair, pretending to also have lost your hair. Like shitting yourself just to not be the own, make the ones that have shat themselves feel bad. That's a stump, that's not a man.
Yeah.
It's true. A scary religion where you, the more you suffer in life, the more you get when you stop life. So getting a dumb haircut means you're more likely to ass. Kind of like fucking Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, Rapture's coming, mates. There's only so many seats on the Rapture bus. Gotta make sure we're on it. Which is why I don't understand why they try to convert people or preach their thing. If there's only so many people getting raptured, why would you put more people on the short list? Less likely it'll be you then. Play the numbers, goddamn. Then again, I don't think making sense factors into it.
Yeah.
Spartan as in the people, or Spartan as in the lifestyle?
Good day, Henry.
Oh man, you would look good in that ditch. Also, how the fuck do you know me? Oh shit ass, I went the wrong place first. Well, we're trying to be quick here. Brother Ndongamus. Fine man. Quaff this shit. Bolanka.
I don't know if you've heard about it, but Merhoyed was attacked.
Oh God! How is Matthias?
Wounded in the arm. He's being brave about it, but his injury looks bad.
I need to see him.
Before you go, there's something else.
What?
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Their livestock has died off, and now the people are coming down with it too. I thought maybe someone here might know what to do.
Merciful heavens. How awful. It's a good thing you've come here. If there's any hope, this is the place to find it. You need Brother Nicodemus, the monastery physician.
He's
he
right
may
there.
know how to deal with it.
He can hear us.
Very well. I'll try to find him.
He's right there, Henry.
Come back when you know more.
He's right there.
Thank you, Johanka.
Henry.
Take care.
Well, that's Elias. Never mind. Yeah, we had this odd man from the Faroe Islands when I went to the old school, and he was all.
Some kind of disease has taken hold in Merhoyed. Johanka said that you might be able to advise.
A disease, you say? How intriguing.
He was all. I was told by my church that I was allowed to ask 2 people to be converted, or to ask them to come, so I wouldn't bother everyone. I'm gonna ask you, and I was like, nice, you've asked me, I'm not gonna come. Don't ask anyone else.
Yes, it's very interesting, but can you help these people?
I can't say at this point. I need to find out a little more. Tell me, has the whole village come down with it?
Bear in mind, this was a man in his 50s, and when you first went in, we all write our phone numbers down on a big list, so we all have everyone's numbers in case of whatever. I'm not sure, and he used this to call all the girls. So that's the kind of man he was. Yeah, Lentil. This guy was weird though. He would always be asleep in the back of the classroom. He had 2 things with him always. He had an entire loaf of rye bread, nothing else, that he would just eat, and then a 1.5 liter Pepsi. He would try to get through that, and it would every now and then make him fall asleep. Then he would go out and smoke and cough his lungs up. You'd be bent over, just hacking for a long time, and everyone around was just like, fuck. And then he'd try and smoke, and he went, bleh. He was not very well. He just came out mental hospital. It's kind of sad. He made it 1.5 of the 2 years before graduating. He left because people were suddenly frank with it. They'd had enough and told him, we don't want to hump you. You're too old. It's weird. Stop asking. And he was like, oh, the indignity. How can you say these things to me? And he never showed up again. Anyway.
No, I mean, not yet. Several households have, around half the village.
Merhoyed? Isn't there a stud farm there? And what of the animals? Did they get infected too?
Yes, there's a stud farm.
All the animals died, or we don't know. Did all the animals die? I thought it was just some of them. Do you remember, men? Yeah, you could barely understand what he said. He would always just, you would talk to him and he'd go, yeah. That was his default I'm being talked to noise. And he'd sometimes go, catechismus. Oh, I see. A few cows left. Yeah, I don't know if there's something we should have looked at to be able to get a different reply here, but let's just say all of them are dead. But yeah, he was fucking weird. you could barely understand what he said any time. Very strange man. I remember that there was a girl he knew. She had a boyfriend. He was what, 20 something. That's where we all at that point. And he asks to be allowed to speak in Spanish class, and he, in broken Spanish, asks her out in front of the entire class. And everyone's just like, even the teacher's all, because the teacher's younger than him, and everyone's like, He was not a well man.
And they've all died off. The horses, the cattle, chickens, and now it's got to the people.
Are you talking
That
shit,
is
Henry?
Most intriguing. What are we to do about it? Do you know the symptoms?
Yes, more or less.
Excellent. I have several extensive volumes here in the library. Describe the epidemic, including the symptoms, and we could take some guidance there. Can you read?
You know I can.
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So follow me to the scriptorium.
So, where shall we start?
Evidently there's something amiss in the digestive tract.
In the what?
The digestive tract, Henry.
Right.
Yeah, say the word again.
The trouble
Louder.
lies between the mouth and the arsehole.
Uh-huh. Sure. Just so.
We can rule nothing out at this stage. You look in the Breviarum de Sickness Causa. It's a renowned manuscript from Salerno, written by one Johann of St. Paul.
But I don't know Latin.
Fortunately for you, our brother librarian is translating these momentous medical works into the common tongue, so you can still be of use. Study the breviary carefully, and compare the symptoms with the recorded cases. That will guide us. I'll try the proven classics, Avicenna and his Canon Medicinae, and Galen's magnum opus, the Ars Medicinalis.
Ars Medicine. Indeed, it is the illness of the anus. Well, we did do a quest where we learned to read. And before then we couldn't read. It's actually quite cool how it does it. When you have low reading skill, words are jumbled. So that's alright. Yeah, I don't think we got all the clues over there. Diphtheria does not infect animals, nor do they suffer from it. It leaves sores in the mouth. With no sores. Plague caused by fluctuation. Spasmic cough. We didn't have that. Rid self bile. Great thirst. Sores. We heard about sores, but we didn't see any. Small animals do not suffer from the plague, but bigger ones are affected. Yeah, it was also basically gatekeeping. We have all these things in Latin, and we only translate the ones we think, and we alter the we like, and we alter the version, so get binned. It doesn't affect small animals. Yeah, it sounds like dysentery, except the animals are dead. Fever and delirium. We had a lot of delirious people. Stomachache, convulsions, great thirst. And it swamps place off appears rash around the nose and mouth. No rashes yet. Does not occur if ingested by food consumption. Poison is not transmitted between humans or animals, but if they drink, for example, the same source of water, then affected as well. Either from sooner. Yeah, so I'm thinking poisoning. Dancing wildly. We didn't see any of that. Yeah. Yeah, poisoning.
God save you. I think I have it.
Yes? And what do you make of it?
It's poisoning from tainted water.
Really? That sounds rather unlikely. But if Master Johann of St. Paul's says so, who am I to contradict him? We shall have to prepare some medicine at once.
I could help with that.
Really?
Yes.
I hope we're
know my
correct.
way around the alchemistic
Otherwise, we
arts.
bin them.
An ordinary fellow who knows the arts of physic? Who would have thought it? Excellent. I'll give you the recipe. And you have my permission to make use of the monastery laboratory.
I'll get started right away.
I, meanwhile, shall head straight to, where was it again?
Merhoyed.
Oh yes, Merhoyed. I'll take Johanka with me. She has no equal in caring for the sick. Once you have the medication ready, hurry after me.
Thank you, Brother Nicodemus.
Yeah, so I'm actually a little worried here because we are full on saves, so I think we might not have auto saves anymore. I don't know. So if we fuck this up, we might kill everyone. But I think it's poisoning. I just think we missed a clue or two. But definitely the smaller animals were still alive. We saw chickens running around and shit. So I'm just thinking anything that drank from whatever was in a trough, which we washed in. Well, we'll see.
Good luck, Brother Nicodemus.
And to you, Henry.
There were two poisonings. There was one where the rashes didn't appear because it was ingested. I think some of it was rumors. Like we didn't see any of the boils or anything on any of the people we examined, but we just heard people talk about it. What do I actually need to make? He didn't say. Prepare the remedy. What the fuck is the remedy? I'm assuming it'll say here. Is it just antidote? Or do we get a special one? Ah. Charcoal, valerian, thistle. Nicodemus. Come back. Shit, where'd he go? I need to buy from him. Don't tell me he despawned. That's Elias, isn't it? Wait. Is this the son of the guy? No.
The Lord watch over you.
Damn it, Nicodemus. I think there's an herbalist here, though. Just an alchemy herbalist there. Hopefully we can buy from him, since Nicodemus just fucking bolted. Ah, fuck. Well, I think the problem will be charcoal. I don't know how many of them we are to make, so... The hell is that? Oh yeah, we still have the key. Okay, I might summon horse. So we needed valerian, charcoal. Have some of that. Thistle as well, yeah? What was the last thing? Charcoal's going to be the problem here, I think. We have a little bit. I don't know how much we need, though. Henry is very kind. He rewinds the book every fucking time, so I have to... Thistle, Valerian, and charcoal. Okay, so that's it. That's all we need. We have what we need then. I don't think we have that much charcoal. Clean water, 1 handful of Valerian, 2 of Thistle, and some charcoal. Thistle in the cauldron, 2 turns. Valerian, 1 turn. Add the charcoal, but do not boil. Okay. So I prepare. So... 2 thistle. Clean water. Yeah, we promised the man's wife, but if I do this correctly, I should get 3 potions, so that's alright. We're limited by our charcoal here. I don't know how many I have left. 16. We're fine, we're fine. Okay, so... Thistle in the cauldron, boiled for 2 turns. So 2 turns, I think, is 5 tugs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn the sandglass. And then we are ready with the Valerian. Needs another 2 tugs. About now. Add it, 2 tugs now. Yeah, 2. The bellows are awkward. I wish it was just a foot bellow where you could just press Q and he would do it automatically. So we didn't have to ask. So we need to let this cool. So I don't know if we have to let the entire thing ask, and I don't know if that was enough. The thing is, when I click the charcoal, he just puts it in immediately. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to be a quest item. A remedy for Mirchoyed. That should cure all the infected, so we don't need more than 1. And try and make another one, just in case, since we promised man we'd save his wife. Yeah, charcoal's great. It's in a lot of filters. Yeah, see, when I pick this up, he has it in his hand, so I have to click the cauldron. But the charcoal he puts in the pot immediately. It's of course because you can't grind the charcoal in the mortar, so he only has one option with it, so he does that immediately. But this is like irritating trial and error. Which is okay. I don't mind. I would like a game that had alchemy where you had to figure everything out from the instruments in game and shit like that. That would be cool. But the way the trial and error works in this is more, when I press this button, what will Henry's fucking body do? Wait for it to cool. We need to go talk to that priest Wade before before shit happens. So stop bubbling. I think I might have cooked that for too long. Shit. Yeah, it's like that's what irritates me about this game. It's so close to really being good and it has such great ideas, and it's such small stupid things that just stops it short of assing. Okay, we have 2 of those now. Okay, let's go talk to the guy about the will before we ass on. Just follow the A as quickly as possible. Yeah, it's interesting stuff, but I knew a guy who was into alchemy like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Which of course was interesting. He knew a lot, so we talked about it, and then it became very apparent that he thought it was fact and real, which made it very awkward to talk about, because it's difficult to discuss interesting things with someone who actually believes it and doesn't look at it as interesting historical precursor to chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like he was difficult getting entertainment from. For like he enjoyed The Witcher, the first game, which was out like when I had him stay with me. But he got very angry because the alchemy was not quite realistic, and I was all like, "Yes, it's fictional," and he got pissy. And it's like, fuck's sake, man.
Here you are, and good health.
Is that the priest? I think it is.
Greetings, Henry.
Father, Vincent of Merhoyed sent me to you.
What's the matter, my son?
He didn't think that he could turn metal into gold, but he thought that it was possible. He didn't sort of see it as historical. This was how people fought from what they had.
I'm bringing Vincent's last will and testament.
Almighty Father, be merciful. What happened?
Master Vincent has been taken seriously ill. A disease has spread in Merhoyed.
Yes, I did hear that people are sick in some village hereabouts. God in heaven, but Vincent is still alive?
Yes, for now.
Let us hope
who's
the good
Vincent?
Lord will leave him here with us a while longer. Thank you for bringing it to me. If Vincent passes on, I'll see to his wishes. Here, take a few coins for your trouble.
Thank you, Father.
Goodbye.
I can't talk to him about the sun now. I wanted to know about both things. I guess, yeah, that's again, like, a lot of the starting quests in this accounted for things like that, but I guess it's just it's a choice. If you ask about the sun, you commit to try and reunite him with the sun, I guess, rather than whatever. But if you talk about the will, you can't talk about the sun because it's irritating. Yeah, I would have laughed my ass off if the dad had been angry because his son wasn't named Vincent, which is technically his own fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, we need to get back to the village. We need to ride ourselves because we don't take as long riding ourselves as the fast travel does. We don't want to skip time if we have to. Don't have to. The will to survive the Skager. He stays alive in order to survive. Taking the northern road would make more sense here. I put a few of the settings slightly down, so you're not seeing any anti-aliasing. I didn't realize that was on. Is it pronounced that? Anti-aliasing? Anti-aliasing? I don't know. But then again, you're eating the compressed version, so it shouldn't be very apparent anyway. What sort of bug is this, Ember? And what's Kitty telling it? Also, be careful, you might want to bin the bug yourself. Boyce sort of is a very graceful lady that doesn't really knock things over unless she is in a state of either Nando's or very urgently assing things. So if she sees a fly or something like that, she's quite happy to oh, for fuck's sake. I got stuck in a cubid. I absolutely refuse to get binned now after all we did. Yeah, Boyce can turn into a little fuzzy guided torpedo when she sees bugs, and she'll quite happily jump at them with no regard for anything being knocked down. I may have to turn around and fight. They will keep chasing me further. I keep whistling, so my horse hopefully blocks them. Let's give their balls a tug. Trojan, you're running away from me. It's the wrong way. Hey, Grave Man. Some asshole's gonna go apeshit because I don't have my torch out. What actually works? Hello, bride. Yes, it does. Trojan is quite happy blocking them. They will try to move around him if he's in the way, and when I whistle, he should try and go to me. So the question here is, should I talk to the man first, or should I go straight to the guy's wife and see if I can cure her? Because I promised.
God save you, Henry.
Will I not be able to save her if I go straight to the man with the cure? My brain tells me I need to get the cure to the man who knows how to administer it as quickly as possible. This is the wrong town. But that is often not the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, the horse whistle thing is actually quite nice because some tooltip, well, the loading screen tips say that you can use them to lure, to make dudes come to you and notice you from further away. Like if you want to pull the bandit camp towards you. That looks lit up and dangerous out there. What the fuck's going on? Which is quite useful, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they just ignore you. Standing there whistling like an idiot, trying to get men's attention 20 meters away from their secret camp. Don't most flowers close their thingies at night? Or is that only some? The call me arrives with the cure, Henry. Where's Nickelodeon? This is where guy with wife is, right? And this is where lady without husband is. Nicodemus is to our south-ish. He's at B. I'm guessing 2 years, maybe 1.5 on Subnautica below 0.
So, here I am. How are things looking?
It doesn't look good at all, my boy. Do you have the potion?
Yes, here it is.
I'll take 4 doses, you take the rest, and let's split up. I'll see to the Straw family, while you deal with Melikar's wife and the rest. They wouldn't let me go near that prisoner. They want him to suffer. Despite his terrible crimes, to treat a fellow mortal soul like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it on release as well. I'm glad I was put off Subnautica originally and didn't play it when it wasn't finished. Just because, very fine.
Perhaps I'll be able to convince them. I promised I'd bring them help, and I've kept my word. They must let me go to him.
I hope so, but in the short while I've been here, I've found the locals to be rather stubborn.
We want to die. Where's the bee? Is that Nickelodeon again? Dr. Melikar. We give the cure to the sick. Optional. Fuck you. Of course I'm gonna give the cure to the sick.
Welcome,
Thanks, for fuck's sake.
Henry.
Did you go right in the right fucking same room again? God damn it. Okay, so let's do another round. Plague houses. I think we're making pretty good time. I hope the sound stuff will be as good now that since they've been the sound dude. Daniel?
Brother, is that you? We have to hitch up the sled.
Yes, the sled. Just you drink this and you'll be fine.
Is this holy water, brother?
It is.
Piss. Oh.
Drink some, and give it to the others in the house too. Brother Nicodemus will come to check on you.
It's God's divine house knob sprinkle. Okay, we've done this house. Which other ones were having the plague? Is that a proper house down there? It's a stable. It was pretty spooky, yeah. Sort of stopped being quite so spooky once everyone, all the men, got weird.
You're back?
Yes, and I have something to make you well again.
Good Lord above. Thank you for showing us your mercy.
Drink this, and give it to everyone in the house.
What?
I've also brought
Prickles.
someone who will take care of you until you get back on your feet.
Thank you, Good Samaritan.
It's that plot in there. It might be. C is the area, isn't it? Or is it? I think so, yeah. There was another house, wasn't there? With the polio.
You're back?
Of course. I always keep my word.
I don't doubt that, naturally. Did you deliver my will?
It lies securely in the safekeeping of Father Fabian.
What a relief.
Don't worry, I brought a remedy from Sasau. Drink this regularly, you and everyone in the house.
A remedy? You have hands of gold, pure gold, my boy. God bless you.
I can perform what is known as the Midas wank. Right, we need to get the captive. Whatchamacallit? We need to get him cured. If we wait, then the captive will die. I think. At least that's what I've been led to believe. But then again, the game is wonky with its quests. We might have chosen by curing everyone before starting shit.
No. God, no. Let me...
My respects to you, sir.
We found out what could be the cause of the affliction.
And?
You should check where your water's coming from. Nicodemus and I think that it comes down to poisoning.
It'd be hard to poison the spring, but what about the well? Good lord, that's difficult to believe.
I have my suspicions.
The bastards weren't satisfied with killing young Straw. The fucking bastards! Farewell.
Yeah, I can see how not having a map can add to gameplay, and Subnautica is the sort of game that could benefit from it. But it's also so high tech. It seems weird not to have a thing that maps things out, and from your scanny things. The reason I installed the map mod when I streamed Subnautica was simply because I was getting lost so much, and it was just the same nothing happening repeatedly, and I didn't want to burden you guys with that. So, map mod, BRB. But yeah, I like that they didn't have a map in it. I probably would have liked to play like that. It's just the tools they gave you, like the beacons and things like that, were a bit awkward. I would have liked those scan bases you can set. I would have liked for those to make a map of the surrounding area that you could then access, but only while you have them active.
I brought some help, as promised. Will you let me see the prisoner?
I will let you, I will. Of course I will. My boy, if you've really brought a potion to rid us of this scourge, I'll let you do anything.
Whether I've managed to rid you of the scourge, that remains to be seen. It'll take a few days before we know whether the potion worked.
I know, but even so, just the fact that someone cares, that means a lot to us.
Don't fret about that, Melikar. A thing like that would have scared anybody. Just take care of, what is your wife's name?
Hannah.
So, take good care of her.
Now open up that shed. Farewell.
Stop.
Where is that shed, TM? Is it this one?
Now let's wait and see what happens.
Oh, he's actually been, he has been cured then, or somewhat.
Lord, take care now. Please end this. Please.
I'm gonna go have an oogle in the well, so I might be able to see something. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if there's some guy stuck down there and he's like, help me. And that's what that lady has been hearing, the one that thought she was haunted. This is a guy stuck in the well, help me. Does that tell... Henry Coeur. Well, let's see in the morning. It's in Yord's hands now. Yeah, something like that. Something mapping out what you've already seen. Check on the bandit. I have some sub-objectives I'd probably like to see first. That's just it. Check on the bandit. Okay. Get rid of this fucking thing. Hencourt, or Hal as he's sometimes referred to as. Don't know why though. Oh, I need to help. Charisma, I'll be 14. Fuck. I am foul today. I need to wash in some of this fucking poison water. My haircut's worn off by sitting there. God damn it. I don't have a bard though. Luckily we have quite a few of these. There, now we should be able to deal with speech checks to the best of our current ability.
Well,
what?
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Hey, we were right.
Who are you?
A few days ago, I think.
My name is Henry, and I'm investigating on behalf of Sir Radzig Kobyla.
Oh, I see. You'll have an easy job with me, boy.
How so?
I won't give you any problems.
That's sensible of you.
I'm a sensible man. Only I'd like to get it over quick and not keep the Rattay executioner busy too long, if you catch my drift.
I understand.
What do you want to know?
Everything. First, tell me who's behind all this. Who do you follow?
I follow the coin, lad. We all do.
That's not news to me, but who pays the coin?
I got my pay from Runt, like all the men in Pribyslavitz. And Runt got his money from the chief, and the chief had the coin minted.
What? So you knew you were being paid in false money? But we might have sort of made a... we might have optimized Runt's head as a bicycle rack.
Who's the chief? The bandit leader?
Bandit? If he heard you say that, he'd have your head on a spike. That's the kind of man he is. Nobody knows much about him, though. Only that he ain't Czech.
Well, I mean, if I was a mercenary company, being paid in what is basically counterfeit money that might bite you in the ass later is not really something I would appreciate. It's an added risk. Indeed, look, Pokatoda, it would look very nice. We've spent quite some time talking about that.
So he's a foreigner? German?
Don't think so. For sure he ain't Czech. And he's got plenty of coin. I'd stake my neck on it. He's got noble blood in his veins.
Judging by how he looks.
His own?
More by the way he talks. Any man can dress up like nobility, but he spoke all la-di-da, like a lord.
The word loco always sort of irritates me because it's very close to the, I think, one of the most irritating sounding words for toilet in DK. I hate that word. I haven't heard it for years used though, but it was quite common when I was the young man. There's a name that's one letter off that word for toilet. It's fucking locum. And there's a name Yokum. So one you shit in. I always whenever someone mentions a toilet and uses that name, I always imagine with a K instead of a C. Yeah, I always imagine just the worst toilet, like one of those where it's just shit all over. Like one of the ones I saw in Belgium, I think.
Where's that chief of yours now?
I've no idea. After Privislavitz, he ordered us to raid Merhoyet, but he wasn't with us. He went off who knows where. I don't reckon he'll be out of your hair for long, though.
So the chief is in command of all these operations?
You could say. I'd say you're looking at it all wrong, though.
How's that?
You ask who's in charge and who answers to who. Only this ain't some noble court. There was all sorts of gangs in Privislavitz, big and small. Robber barons who had their own brigades calling them my lord. Common footpads who hadn't a pot to piss in. Men came, men went. Lots of squabbles, the occasional murder. Old cronies and old rivals were meeting. Know what I mean?
I suppose so.
It was one big muddle. The main thing was nobody asked questions. I didn't give a damn who the chief was or what he had in mind, or whether he had one ball or two. All I was interested in was the coin.
Little reference there to Austria. Who would waste? Why would you waste a perfectly good pot to piss in? I don't know, chamber pot, I guess. It's like wank socks. Why would you do that? What's the point?
How did you know about Privislavitz? Who took you there?
A fellow by the name of Moorcock. We met near Kuttenberg. I was robbing burghers who were fleeing the town from Sigismund's army. We got to talking and he told me about Privislavitz.
The guy in Borderlands. Moorcock, didn't we kill someone by that name when we were sabotaging that camp? There was a more something, I think. Fucking Krogan.
Why did you attack Merhoyet?
The chief himself gave us the order. I reckon he wanted to show the local lords he was nowhere near finished.
So he's planning more raids?
The chief's always planning something. Privislavitz was only the start.
I mean, Moorcock is sort of an assertive name. You could be called Lesscock or Cockless, I guess. Glasscock? Why?
So you knew the coin was counterfeit?
Course I did. I brought those groschen to Privislavitz, along with a few other things.
Did you? And where did the forgeries come from?
Like, where were they made? I don't know. Some merchant by the name of Menhart gave them to me. We used to meet at the charcoal piles near Rovna, by the crossroads there. As it happens, I'm supposed to be meeting him there about now.
So Menhart's waiting there?
Might be, might not. He could have heard what happened in Privislavitz and decided not to show.
Yeah, there's like this Asian lady that's a server at a place I sometimes get food at. They don't do last names on name tags here anymore since the advent of Facebook. They have a lot of people looking up people and messaging them. So that's not good. They only have their first names on there, and she's called Fanny, which is unfortunate.
And does this Menhart know where the coin comes from?
How should I know? To me, he's just another link in the chain. I deal with him, and I never ask who he deals with. Just like he knows nothing about me.
I see. So I suppose there's no point asking you if you know any more about him.
It'd be a waste of breath. All he did was give me the coin, and then we went our separate ways.
Who else knows about the money?
Apart from the chief, Menhart, Runt and me, there was a few others. The men got some real money too, with the false stuff. It'd be suspicious if they only had freshly minted coin.
Wait, why is this guy sick? I thought they wanted him. They didn't want to treat him because they wanted him to suffer, but they've obviously given him water from the well, unless he decided to have some well water while raiding. Otherwise, I don't know.
You said you used to bring other things. What were they?
Letters. Menhart would give them to me for the chief. This time I was taking an answer back to Menhart too.
Have you still got that letter?
Aye. The yokels round here ain't got much interest in correspondence, apparently.
Give it to me then.
I'd be delighted.
What were the letters about?
If I knew how to read, I wouldn't be trusted to carry letters, would I? I took them from Menhart to the chief and back. That's all.
Yeah, Ember, I'm just wondering why they gave him water, since they were denying him treatment or anything because they wanted him to suffer. Why not give him water? It's weird.
That's all I need to know for now.
For now, for the love of Christ, boy, don't let the executioner interrogate me. I've already told you everything I know.
I can't deny you've been cooperative. I'll do my best to see you get a quick end.
Henry! I think old Straw's come for the brigand.
Step back from that Eden, young fella!
But you can't kill me! Not just like that!
Shut the fuck up, you weasel, and keep it fucking shut! You don't even get a say!
Calm down, Straw. He won't escape justice. After all, he's...
Don't stand in my way, Melikar!
Let Henry decide. He's the one who saved his life.
Dun dun dun. Clipping nightmare. Polygonal pile of shit. Okay, man, what do you think? I want to take this man in. That's my thing. But do we go, let's talk about it, or he's going with me? Are we aggressive or are we not aggressive? I think the let's talk about it might default to just man going apeshit, but this might also be the lead into thingy. This also might be the lead into dialogue options. This might just be the lead into a fight. I don't know. I cannot see your name there. It's just with me, a man says. Hello, new man there. Yeah, the thing is, this is the one I want to do, but I'm thinking that this one might be the diplomatic way to achieve that anyway, but let's do this one, it's more direct.
He's coming with me. He's Sir Radzig's prisoner, and only Sir Radzig has the right to decide if he lives or dies.
I don't give a fuck about you, or Sir Radzig fucking Kabila! That bastard killed my boy, and I'm gonna kill him!
You'll have to deal with me first.
So a thing, right? So Radzig actually gets killed by peasants, apparently. In the IRL, he gets stabbed to death. Trying to punch your way through my armor, you dumbass.
We should drag that horse on out.
I'm hoping for instant knockout with head asser. Oh, warfare, nice.
You'll learn what is to
Apparently Godwin has some fantastic, if you initiate combat with him, he has some fantastic taunts. I like the music. Should poison my fists.
You'll get.
He's almost done. Are we done here? Yeah, go home. Fuck bags. Fucking Dreadmore. Double staff. Teleport. Yeah, it might not be that pleasant. I don't know, if I had to fight someone with in full plate and I could choose with or without the weapon, I'd go barehanded. Provided he would go barehanded as well. It seems like you have a better chance then. I don't think punching someone with greaves is very good. Oh, it's actually been quite a while since it fucking saved. I don't want to take a mace. I want to wrestle. Kitty. Oh, grunty. I rub you. How are you in there? Oh, now I get a free save. God damn it. I'm drunk for nothing. Where actually am I? Lookout point in Tolberg. Fuck, he's all the way up there. Oh, shit on me. Quest giver. Should probably see about buying some more, or making some more bard potions, actually. That also reminds me I'm still carrying around all those nettles and shit. Kitty. A stick would do nothing. If I have, like, being grabbed by the head if you're wearing a helmet is extraordinarily annoying. So I'm thinking that's how I'd be annoying. Did that asshole actually damage my armor? He fucking did. Almost all of it. What a champion. Wish the tailor's kit would stay with the other asses. Hardcore mode? No. No. This game is far too buggy. Right, how are we on the old bard? Oh, there's bard. Okay. What? Nettle, Wart, and Belladonna. Charcoal. Let's see how we are with our horse. I guess I'm carrying all of it around. What, playing hardcore mode in a buggy game where you can't go back to saves when it fucks up? I think not. What does hardcore mode do then, exactly? If it's not Iron Man. Grind, all of them 2 turns. Oh, the HUD and the food, no. No. The game's awkward enough as it is. Okay, so we oil, and we grind those 2. All of them 2 turns. Charcoal, okay. Okay. See if I recall this correctly. Grind. Throw, am I? Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. Yeah. I enjoy aspects of this game. I mean, how long have we been doing this playthrough? The one we're on now. This is what, 11 or something? So we've been doing this for what, 40 hours at this point? And there's just, yeah. I've had many rants. It's just not the greatest. Okay, 2 turns, that's 5 tugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost, then charcoal, and then immediately when it's about to be full. We're not distilling these, are we? Yeah, I've never actually finished it. I played it at launch and streamed it. I got up and I got a little further than we are now, so we'll see, but we will get to the DLCs. But I'm generally not a fan of some of the things the game does, so making the experience less ass is makes me happy. Alright, I can't do that before I put oil in. No quick travel sounds like this game has me always suspecting what. Ah, fuck me, I fucked it up. This game always has me suspecting whether or not I'm bugging something out. Not having quick travel would make me think that there's probably some things they haven't accounted for because they don't seem to have thought a lot of stuff through. Like there's some of the events you can only get from quick traveling, and you would not be able to get those anymore, I would assume, since they don't happen unless you quick travel. There's a lot of stuff like that. Like when we played this on launch and we were to scout out that camp you're supposed to sabotage, we did that as well. We killed everyone there, and we did the same this time. And then the battle afterwards, we ran behind them because the guys were... Are they? All of them? I thought it was only the ambushes. But yeah, we tried to do the same thing we did before. And they had made some of the enemies invincible. Because people had been doing something they didn't want them to, which is a load of R's. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I thought like stuff with the knight and the corpse someone's dicking around with wouldn't be there without quick travel. That's cool. That's nice to know. It works like that barrel because then you can adjust the height. Shit. I don't know. Night Slifty. Yeah, you see that on campfire stoves as well. It's hard to see right now. Yeah, so there's a hook up here that hooks into these ones going this way, so you can adjust the height on this hook, and then it starts hooking the other way here where this thing is. Usually the way you do that in a campfire when you ask that up from sticks is you find a branch that has a bunch of other branches, so you get these little coat hangy things, and you can adjust your pot to be further or closer to the fire. Yeah, I like it, but it's like the alchemy system is kind of a good mini example of what the game does well and what it does poorly. Like, this is cool doing it like that, but the controls, the way you control this is just so fucking awkward. Like, if this had been easier to do, which it very, very easily could have been, it would have been much better without taking anything away. The way Henry gets stuck in animations, the way he can't use the bellows while he's doing other stuff, it's just ass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's what irritates me about this game, because it's so close to being really good. If it had just been a pile of shit, then I wouldn't care. But it's so close, and a lot of the things that make it a worse game are either incompetent, but it's a first-time dev, so I can sort of kind of forgive that. But some of it is because they absolutely wanted to stick to what they think is realism, which I'm kind of salty about. Like the combat system. People talk about that a lot. I wrote a review for this when it first came out. My first, I don't know how many hours I played the first playthrough. We didn't even play through, so that's probably a poor term to use. But yeah, and I like it, but I don't so much like it. But yeah, like the combat system, for example. Like, I've done martial arts, and when I saw the videos for it, where they were talking about, and you saw the devs doing their old medieval fighty thing. Well, this is how you fought historically, blah blah blah, things like that. And I was like, nice, okay, but immediately the back of my head went, okay, being a massive nerd. And someone who's actually practiced the old weapon fighty bullshit before, I've often given it thought as to how that would translate into a game that would actually allow the player to control the thing well and actually keep it realistic while still not making it for a chore to play. And when I saw what they were trying to do, I was like, that's very ambitious. That is very likely not going to work very well, but let's see what happens. And I was kind of correct. It doesn't work very well. Yeah, it doesn't help them. The CryEngine is an unfortunate creature. I don't think I boiled that long enough. Yeah, the combat system in this is interesting, and it works well in a vacuum. It works well when you're fighting with Bernard on a flat surface against one opponent. As soon as there's more than one opponent, the combat system just becomes a complete pile of shit due to the way lock-on works. And then people come out the woodwork and go, it's realistic, you're not supposed to fight more than one opponent, it's really hard, in real life you'd get killed against more than one opponent. Sure, I know that, I'm aware. I'm not saying you...
How are you, Henry?
You should be Superman, but I want it to be difficult fighting other opponents because it's difficult fighting many opponents, not because I'm fucking stuck in bad controls and auto lock on is fucking me over. That's not how I want the game be hard, because that takes you out of it. A lot of the attempts at realism just take you out of the immersion as well. Like the fast travel system, for example. You get so many people just jumping. Also, I'll read the chat in a second. I just need to keep my train of thought. You have a lot of people just jumping down someone's throat as soon as they criticize something, because the combat system realistic. You don't like realism. Like, fuck off. The fast travel. You're supposed to. It takes a long time to travel. It's realistic that you sit there and stare at Henry move slowly across the map for 50 years. It's like, no. There's no interaction. There's nothing I'm doing while fast traveling. I'm just sitting here. The player's just sitting here watching him slowly move across the map for no reason at all. There's no interaction. The only interaction there is when there is a what's it called? An event on the road. Then you get to choose whether or not you want to try and engage with it or flee from it. That's all. There's no reason for us to sit there and stare at him slowly move across the map. We can't even stop him midway. It's not like Fallout 1 and 2 where you can stop midway on the map and go, okay, I'm actually going somewhere else. We're just on rails. Every chat. Yeah, I like a lot of the stuff it's done. Like, it's just difficult to find people who have a measured opinion about things like that, because either you're Satan for not liking the game, or you're a fanboy. It's very rare that you're allowed to have an opinion of a game that's not it's the best thing in the fucking world, or it's a pile of shit. You're not allowed to see the flaws in something. And I think the issue with fighting more than one enemy is that the combat system they did when they looked at how you did it in real life, and they had, okay, so when man does this in real life, moves his arm up here, that guy would counter by stepping there, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's make this a system in the game. Okay, we made this a system in the game. And we're going to have to lock the player in, because controlling something like that is very difficult. So we're going to have to use a lock on and a mouse and a bunch of stuff, so making other movement awkward. But that completely goes to shit as soon as more people join the fight. The AI is not smart when there's more than one person attacking you. Henry will try to lock on to someone that's behind someone else and refuse to hit, and he'll do dumb things. It's like, yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. It's like they basically gave themselves a task that is impossible. There's no good way of doing it unless you are a dev with literally millions and almost infinite time and no publisher breathing down your back. It's just, it's impossible. I don't see how that would work. They also all fucking realism. There are no stats. Your skill in combat is most important. That's like bullshit. Stats are extremely important in combat. You can't skill your way out of bad stats. Only when you're somewhat even. There's also the problem that Henry only really hits in front of him. If you look down and hit, he'll still do the forward attack. So if an enemy goes... Like when you're walking around trying to circle strafe or whatever the hell is happening, and there's a small bush and that bush decides to be solid, so you're lifted up having the high ground, you end up on top of a bush and Henry can't hit down. So but the AI doesn't have a problem like that because it locks onto you and does a hit. It doesn't have the same like hit detection you do. It'll quite happily bite you like one of those bitey demons in Doom 1 when you're standing on top of a hill. Yeah, it's not a realistic goal. And it's a shame, because this is the sort of shit I love. There's so much to like in this game, and it's held back by a few things. Like there's some games you can't change the things wrong with them without breaking everything else. And the combat system in this is sadly one of those things. You can't really do much to it without wrecking the rest of it. But the way the quests work and the way a bunch of other stuff works, they can easily tweak that. Like some of the quests are just... they're interesting, they're well written, they have interesting characters, and then they bug out. And it's like that devil quest we did yesterday. We go up to some ladies, they see us, they think we're Satan, we're like, nice, I'm Satan. We lockpick a pig's ass, some guys show up, we bin them. The guys are called bandits and just attacked us, there was no conversation of anything. Fades to black, we wake up later, and we're told to go talk to a priest, and Henry starts talking about, oh, there were woodcutters, they were all like, mate, you're witchcrafting, and I had to step in and I killed the woodcutters, and everyone's like, fuck you, Henry, for killing the woodcutters, and that's not at all what happened at all. Yeah, I hate the tap dodging, I always hate that in games. Yeah, that's the thing, man, with Black Name, I can't see what's called. Like, the game is gamey. That's the problem. It's like, it feels like someone who doesn't want to admit a game is gamey. Or that might just be the fan base, because everyone jumped up my arse with my review. Oh, you don't like realism, blah, things like that. The game is already gamey. Like, look at the fucking healing potions and everything. That's fine, I don't mind things like that. But some of the aspects it tries to hide by bullshit. So it's like, stick to one or the other. But my real problem with it is the broken quests. That makes me profoundly sad, because the quests are the best thing about it. Especially the ones where you get to do it in multiple different ways. And we've had past the point where we are now. The beginning quests are fine. Because I assume those were the ones that were tested in the closed beta, the Kickstarter beta, the most, but the later ones just fall apart completely. Hey, Bigger, oh I see, so I remember. Yeah, but the thing is, most of the time I don't enjoy the combat, so it will just frustrate me. Because it feels like I'm fighting the controls rather than my opponent whenever I'm in combat with more than one person. It's rarely interesting to me. Like, the first time we played it, I was getting to that before. We were fucking around. Let's actually go wash. There's that thing where you attack that camp Henry has scouted, and it's supposed to be this really big battle, your guys against their guys, and you can tell the devs are like, nice, let's do proper battle formations, let's have these guys line up, and then have these guys line up, and have them walk towards each other. And of course, being allowed to control Henry at that point, I was like, nice, okay, I'm just gonna run behind them. Which I did, and the enemy was, well, fuck, I'm gonna make this line, because it's what the script told us to. No one would run behind us, that would be unsporting, and just whack-a-mole all of them in the back of the head with a mace while they were doing that. And the dev didn't want you to do that. So the way it was different this time, we did it yesterday, is they made them invincible until they, fuck, I went the wrong way. They made them invincible until your guys clash with them. And like shit like that would just, it's just irritating. Either have Henry part of a cutscene and start the battle where you're already engaged. Don't let the player walk around if you're just gonna go. So you have the freedom to do anything that I want you to. It's like a game master being angry that the players are not doing the things he wanted them to in his pen and paper. Yeah. The main thing there is they went back on that, and the solution to players doing that was to make them invincible. That's the thing that irks me the most. Because it's sort of... it's a good indicator of the mentality.
I'd like to...
And what?
Indeed. Alpha male and haircut buff.
I'd like that.
I'm sure you... Goodbye.
We were also talking about this yesterday. There's absolutely no reason to render all the layers of clothes Henry is wearing. I remember the...
I'm interested in you.
And what?
The dev thingies.
I'd like,
I'm... Take care.
Being very, very proud of the thing in one of the early mechanics videos you saw with the inventory, all the layers of armor you wear and how realistic it was. That's fine, I like that, but as a game developer, don't fucking render things that aren't being seen. If Henry's wearing...
Good health to you, Henry.
If Henry's wearing some sort of weird hose underneath his plate that's not visible, don't fucking render it. It's the same with the thing we're wearing right now. Like, don't render above the elbow, the armor we're wearing. It just looks awful in cutscenes. It keeps coming out of this vest. Hey, Bond. It's amateur hour. Yeah, I'm actually quite sad about this. I shouldn't have taken that one. That was dumb of me. Yeah, but that's the thing about it. It could easily be fixed, and that's what irritates me. It's more... It feels like... I don't know if you've ever done pen and paper role-playing. When a game master just railroads everything into the way he wants it he wants it to be played or done. So, like, you do this, but this happens anyway, and it feels like that's what's going on a lot of the time here. And it saddens me. They're stubbornly going about it in a way that is unnecessary. Almost 10. Get anything at 10? We do. Oh yeah, an extra potion. Very fine. Yeah, it's a shame. It's like the Godwyn quest where you're talking to the dudes in the church, which we didn't get to do this time because I wanted to do well at it, so I made sure to have a bunch of speech before we spoke to Godwyn, and you can only get that quest that has a bunch of speech checks if you fail the first speech check when talking to him, so we never got to see any of that. Yeah. It's a shame though. Like I said, there's a lot to like.
Yeah.
It's a fun RPG.
Yeah.
It's harder now, but I remember in the beginning, when it first came out, the easiest way to kill people was just be in combat, crouch, go behind them, insta-kill them. You can do that to everyone. Come on in. Come on, Trojan. Ah, you fuck. There we go. Yeah, they also fixed it so the horse is a lot less likely to get stuck on terrain. It's only happened once in this one. That's nice. We used to constantly get stuck.
Yeah.
We're seeing some weird stuff because I turned off alias assing. Did the bathhouse save? I think it did, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the alchemy thing sums it up the best. It's a cool idea, awkwardly executed, and kind of difficult what's the term the man said? Resistant to human interaction. Right, we've eaten too much now because you get fed in the bath. So I'm gonna have to overfeed myself with the bard potion, sadly. Yeah. The thing about it is, a lot of the stuff is just people yelling at each other. You don't like realism. I'm gonna turn VSync back on because we're getting way too many frames, and I worry for my graphics card. It would frustrate me. Time but no time. I want to see what happens past the point I never got past again, but I can see that there's a lot that hasn't changed. Hardcore would make the things that I don't enjoy stick out more, I think. Booga booga.
God bless you. What troubles you?
I've returned from Merhoyed, sir.
How does it look there?
I brought them help from the monastery. Brother Nicodemus and Johanka from Skalitz. Fortunately, Nicodemus was able to cure the disease. Well, at least what he's doing looks promising so far.
Thank Christ. Some good news for a change. What about the captive? Did you question him?
He was infected too.
I see. Did he survive?
Fortunately, he survived and I had a chance to question him.
What did you find out?
He was transporting the false coins to Pribyslavitz. He got them from some merchant called Menhart.
I don't know him.
Neither do I. But I know where the money's handed over. It's not far from Rovna, and this Menhart should be waiting there about now.
Excellent, Henry. We mustn't let this opportunity slip through our fingers. You go there and put pressure on this Menhart to tell us what he knows. Don't go yet. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Radzig, by the way, did not know there was a plague there. We never went and told him. So,
God be with you, Henry.
Thank you. I'm loading though, don't look at me. I don't know why it hangs like this sometimes. It will load eventually. We got it on an SSD. It doesn't, like, the loading bar hasn't started filling at all. I think it's just stuck on something. Well, if I go up and get a glass of water, it'll start loading immediately as I get out the room. So I'm gonna do that, otherwise it'll hang forever. So BRB. I shouldn't have said that. Alright, but Byzantine. Yeah, I might have cursed it. Ah, ass. Henry, you absolute fuck. Well, I may have to bin it. Yeah. Don't be so sensitive about it. God damn, there we go. There you are. I also think it actually ran better at launch, so I don't know really what's going on. Come on, you scrotum. Now it's loading. Maybe we were just too Henry. Ah, it's not my PC. Everything else works fine. I mean, it could be the PC. Yeah, good old CryEngine. Lady sprints out. Like we have our cock scrubbed. It's up there. He has another quest for us as well.
Henry.
Okay, Trojan, reverse. If I save and load now, it might stop raining. I do, yes. It's on an SSD. Yeah, we get the cock scrub for free. It's pretty though. Right, Lentil? What, you were here earlier? Yeah. Stuff's tiny when it doesn't need moving parts. Yeah. Okay, there were no dialogue checks there, so not gonna bother with the bard. Good man, Lentil. You got 2 hellos. Be on it. I'm gonna eat a bard one anyway. I'm gonna fat myself up. I need some of those potions that make me less full. We basically made Henry so that he cannot...
What can I do for you?
So he cannot get hungry, really.
Sir, can I ask you about something?
Of course, Henry.
Well, I thought since we chased the bandits out of Pribyslavitz, the roads would be safer.
Ah, criticizing your liege lord, are you? And what, in your opinion, should he do about it?
Oh no, I don't mean anything by it. Just that it surprises me.
Easy, lad. I'm only pulling your leg. You're quite right. The roads really aren't safe. Mostly due to one thing. My garrison is a shamble these days. I lost most of my men in Skalitz, and what I'm left with after Pribyslavitz is hardly enough even to guard Pigstein. Let alone guarding the roads and patrolling the rest of the province. I simply don't have the men.
Uh-huh. I understand.
That is, I didn't have the men. As it happens, you've come at just the right time. Recently, I asked an old acquaintance for help. Sir Kuno of Rickwald and his mercenary band. The men who ride with him are a rough lot.
Oh, is this band of bastards?
But they're as capable as any squad of soldiers.
Well, excuse me for being so bold, but there's plenty of mercenaries around. Surely you can find a more
Respectable band.
You have a point, lad, but I'd like to tell you I talked to Kuno because I trust him. But actually my reasons are of a more pragmatic nature. You see, Kuno owes me a favor, so he'll serve me free of charge.
So, you want me to join them?
Yes, but that's not all. I told Kuno I'd send him a guide, but really what I need is for someone to keep a close eye on him and his men. Someone reliable. And I'd say you fit the part. Go and report to him at his encampment. You'll ride with his band on patrols and make sure they don't get too disorderly.
Oh, this is the DLC, is it? I thought that would be later in the story. Cool. Let's go have a look. This should be Band of Bastards, I think. Which I haven't tried.
Who is this Sir Kuno of Rickwald?
He's the last Baron of the House of Rickwalt, which became impoverished. So he took to the mercenary trade, like many poor noblemen do, unless they become robbers, which often isn't all that different. He's certainly an entertaining companion, but as a mercenary, well, let's just say he has his own particular approach to certain matters.
That sounds a little worrying.
Oh, it's nothing too bad. Just that now and again he needs reminding not to step over the line.
Got the line of the script in battle. Yeah, we have a thing so Henry always wakes up in bed if he gets too drunk. I think the first shovel we got was because we got too drunk leveling booze, and we ended up just on the side of the road somewhere, standing over a grave that we apparently were digging for no reason. There was nothing else around, just digging a grave. So I don't know.
How is he indebted to you?
I did him quite a big service, actually. I saved him from the hangman.
Oh, sounds like quite a story. How did it happen?
You should ask him. You'll be spending quite a while riding together, so it'll help pass the time. But one thing I can tell you, he seems to have taken inspiration from me. A lot of his men had their own encounters with the executioner too.
Yeah, I found some. Oh yeah, of course that was what he was doing. I always assumed Henry was digging a grave rather than him looting one.
Alright, I'll go and report to him.
Excellent. He set up camp between Ratai and Ledechko. It's a good base for covering the province. Good luck, Henry. And watch out for yourself.
I will, sir. Thanks.
See you later.
We could actually have missed the DLC, I think, maybe. That's alright. It's Trojan there. Okay, so where the fuck? It's quite far. Ah, my bod will wear off. I may need a respec potion at some point. I worry that it'll bug out though, because that's the sort of thing I worry about. Where's easier? Here, I guess. See, it must be nice, right, if I could press escape or do anything while doing this. Like, if this was, like, I've had this rant many times, so sorry, men who've been here for a long time. Also, it's turned VSync off again. If this was a hidden loading screen, fine. That's fine. I don't mind that, but it isn't. It's just me sitting here, wasting my time looking at Henry. Completely non-interactable. I can't press escape to stop him along the road. I just have to stare at this. I remember people going, oh, but it's realistic, it took a long time to travel, and you really... It's like the fucking old DayZ rant where they never wanted to put a auto run in because it's difficult to ass around. Why is that new? We just got a new one there. Why is that stuck? Resync is on. Huh. I guess it syncs to 120 then. Okay, let's go have a look at this. In the dark. I am dark. Is that gonna keep showing up? Okay, there we go. I don't like it when it does that after we've traveled, because it usually means we've missed something.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Kuno's camp.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, streaming it, I don't want
Yeah.
people to just sit here and look at the arse of a horse the entire stream. I want to kind of move things along a little bit. Quick traveling is nice for that. It would also be nice if the quests
Yeah.
were better described in the quest log and actually told you if they were timed or not, which some of them are. I don't know. Depends how much you can see, I guess. I just sit here and mount this bush. Probably could have taken the road. The hell just happened there? Oh man, this will all be asphalt when I'm boss. I talk to these men. Oh god damn it! Insta bins me into I wanted the bard's potion.
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief.
Bit Rick Mail, that guy.
These here are the Bearman brothers. Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs. Except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Henry clips through his...
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobula.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You put them out of a pile of shit. And they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
That's Henry.
Right. Well, as I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure. No problem, Chief.
I would like to drink a potion because we're probably going to get a speech check before I can get a potion in me. What are we doing? Why are you breathing at me like that, Dangler? You gonna slap me or not?
What's the matter? Lost you?
Ow!
You're gonna hit back, Dangler. This isn't a practice sword. I don't want to accidentally kill you. Or is this one of those where we establish that they're tough by having a guy that will likely master parry all my things? I see, yes. Every single attack, probably. No. The old flail and an ass.
You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
Alright, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
Turns out Henry can't ride. I want to go out and drink a thing before I talk to him. Quickly. Can I please resume the dialogue? Nice.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickval Castle. But that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz. And my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Don't know, probably not.
Oh, he might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. Then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near Akovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
So you need hands. This is the kind of... like, I thought that he might have given us that story after we talked to him between missions on the Normandy 5 times or something, but this guy's like one of those RPG pustules. You pop it, the entire life story comes out. This is the one we just asked.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling to Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side?
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time, and how could I refuse him?
Very fine. Goddamn, this man talks. An NP, Lentil. Next one's 3,000. That's some responsibility. Yeah, this thing's still white because there's one of the branches we haven't picked in it.
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
This guy's very chatty.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fella nearly every time he was right, and the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
And Saul fucks it up. You fucking donkey.
Those Behrman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eyelid.
Jesus.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job, but they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers, the pair of them. Reliable, as long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching. For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh, now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not?
Stefan?
Our Fletch does love to converse.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko, when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of. But wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after. But of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Bearman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. A man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if he can't talk, he can't tell. Besides, I've had worse.
What about Jakey?
Jakey? That boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. Who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough.
Go talk to men. While my bard potion lasts. I have the ability to sit still basically forever.
Leave me be.
The stone doesn't talk. Wonder if he gathers moss. No spoiling yourself if you haven't done this before. Damn it, where'd thingy go? Damn it. I will sit until morning like a fucking weirdo. Man sits motionless for 5 hours, never sleeps. Sort of just powers down his brain, keeps it idle. Loses no nourishment and thus cannot save. Should have slept an hour or something. You fucking assholes are still... Ugh. God, my potion.
I want to sleep.
Yeah, I think that's because that's when it loads, Eunuch. That's the actual loading screen.
No, clear off. Let me sleep.
Wake the fuck up. Yes. I guess I sit and waste another bard potion. Could have slept that, I guess. It was saved for us. I got room for another bard potion, that's alright. You assholes. Oh, it's still going.
Henry's come to see us.
Well, I work here.
Stefan, can you tell me something about yourself?
What is it you want to know, youngster?
I'm curious how you ended up in Kuno's band.
You noticed I don't exactly fit in with this pack of felons and reprobates, huh? Unfortunately, you can't always choose your company, can you?
No, I suppose not. But how did you come to be with them?
Oh, well, I'd love to tell you, but Kuno insisted we keep that between the two of us. And I'm not one to break a confidence.
Oh. But, well, Kuno said it was you who wanted to keep it secret.
Really? Are you sure about that? You must have misunderstood him.
No, I don't think so. At least... Oh, never mind. So, where did you live before? What did you do?
I used to live in a town before. Back there I was doing something very different. Although, now I think of it, maybe it wasn't that different in a way. If you know what I mean.
Actually, I haven't the foggiest idea what you mean. You don't give anything away, do you?
Me? I'm an open book, lad. Ask me anything you like, and I'll give you an honest answer. Go on.
Maybe another time. My head's starting to spin.
As you wish. Shame, though. There's nothing I enjoy more than conversing.
What is it, Jakey?
The stone wants to talk with you, if you can call it that. Probably about that ring.
What ring?
Ah, no one told you about it. The fellas call it the Ring of Bacchus. It's a kind of game we play. Kuno gave us this ring. It's just a worthless bauble. But when we're at the tavern, Kuno pays everything for the man who has the ring. So we steal the ring from each other and try to trick each other. Well, actually, just the others. They won't let me play. Kuno says I'm too young to get boozed up.
That sounds like a lot of fun. But I don't have the ring, so why does the stone want to see me?
He probably wants you to steal it from someone. Since you're new, the fellows will talk to you, and it won't be suspicious.
All right. I'll have a word with him.
That's weird.
Hey, Jakey, can you tell me something about yourself?
Want to get matey, eh? Sure, Henry. What do you want to know?
How did you end up in Kuno's band?
Well, I used to be a baker's hand in Prague, but all the other fellas were always on my back, always swearing at me. Sometimes they even beat me up, took everything I had. To make a bit of coin, I started going to the tavern across the road, entertaining the rich gents with jokes, playing the fool. Sometimes someone would throw me a half-groschen. One time, Kuno turned up there, and I got to talking with him. When I told him all the shit I was getting at the bakery, he offered to take me with him.
I bet you were glad to get out of there.
Yeah, though it's not like they give me much peace here either. It's all,
Jakey, come here. Jakey, go there. Jakey, get that.
Well, surely you can't be any worse off here than in the bakery.
no. Only, at the bakery, the worst I ever got was a beating. It's not like my life was in danger. But here, when those Beerman brothers are drunk, I have to keep well out of sight.
How come they bullied you at the bakery? It's usually the shy ones bullies pick on. That's not exactly you.
Not now, maybe. I learned a thing or two since then.
Oh, come on, you shy? You just said you were playing the fool and telling jokes in the tavern.
All right, I'll tell you the truth. They picked on me because I'm an orphan. The parish priest of St. Apollinaires in Prague found me as a baby in the church one winter's morning. I spent half my childhood in parish houses and half on the street.
I see. That must have been tough.
It still is tough, I can tell you that.
Talks to the bears. Talks to what's his face. Fucking dangler.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
What do you want to know?
You don't sound like... I'm guessing he was hanged and they've sorted him.
Why do they call you Dangler?
Because Kuno found me dangling on the end of a rope.
Ah, I see. So, he saved you from execution?
I wouldn't call it an execution exactly. At the time I was squire to the Lord of Buzitz. There was a proper knight for you, full of ideals and honour. I looked up to him as a hero. Then in one skirmish he was killed, and the foe took me captive. They stood me on a shaky wooden cross with my hands tied behind my back and a noose around my neck. For amusement. Then they rode off laughing.
But how long were you stuck there?
I couldn't tell you. Hours, maybe days. In the end, everything started going black. I could feel the devil pulling me down by the legs.
Jesus! How on earth did you survive?
I didn't. When Kuno found me, he says I was dead as a doornail. They cut me down, took the rope off me, and someone gave me a kick and I coughed and came back to life. Sort of.
Okay, goodbye. Just gonna walk away. That was weird. Is that the stone up here? Nah, Henry knows about things. I mean, Henry's killed, what, hundreds of people? How many have we killed at this point? Hmm. 152 people.
Can you tell me something about yourself, Jan?
Why not? I haven't been to confession for a while.
How did you end up in Kuno's band?
Ah, it's nothing new for me and my brother. We've been fighting for coins since we were old enough to carry swords. Last time we rode with one Lombardian by the name of Collini. All over Bavaria, Austria and that.
What happened? Did you fall out?
Nah, we just wanted to come back to Bohemia. You know how it is. Where no one understands a word you say, it ain't worth a damn.
I've killed people twice? What? Who? Unless you refer to loading.
You and Petter seem very close.
As brothers should be, lad.
To tell the truth, I'd never have guessed the two of you came from the same mother.
Oh, we've got the same ma, all right. I ain't got no ma, and neither does he. And the same goes for our pa. It's probably Satan himself.
Oh. I'm a bit confused. You're not actually brothers?
We might be. We might not. A band of mercenaries found us in a village when I was still a baby, and Petter hardly walking. Playing in the dirt together we was. Their leader took a shine to us for some reason. He took us away and raised us up. Raised us with swords for playthings and ale for mother's milk. A few years later, he was killed in Saxony. The band fell apart, but we joined another right away. That's the way it's been ever since, over and over.
So you two never had... well,
a normal life. We ride from one fight to another, risking our necks and killing who they pay us to kill. That's normal for us. Always has been.
Yeah, I guess we killed some people twice then. I wonder if that Moorcock guy will show up, because I think we definitely maybe sort of possibly brained him. Let's just back away from this particular bear. See if we can locate the other bear. Don't move around.
And that, in general, is how you command respect and prove yourself. I doubt Kuno would do that.
Why is your beard... Your beard was black last night.
God save you, Henry.
True that Behrman owed him money at the time.
Wasn't it?
Had a practical interest in saving him.
What, destroy the same rail thingy again and again? Normal. The same bunch of assholes in a jeep trying to kill you repeatedly. That's Piotr.
Tell me something about yourself.
What do you want to know?
How did you and Jan end up with Kuno?
Me and my brother been riding with coinmen since we was little. This was just another mercenary band for us. But Kuno seemed like a decent kind of fellow who'd treat us fair.
Okay.
Your brother was saying you rode before with some Collini fella.
He did he? Did he tell you why we finished with him?
Yeah, he said you missed Bohemia.
Ha ha! Miss Bohemia! That's good! Ha ha ha! But it ain't far from the truth. Jan missed any place where he wouldn't have a band of furious Italians looking to skin him alive.
Ah. He did something to anger them.
Oh, aye. While Collini was away, he broke into the trunk where the coin was kept. Took it all and wagered it with a fellow who claimed his bear knew how to dance, and lost it all.
What? The bear really did dance?
Aye. The costliest Czardash we ever watched. We had to get the fuck out of there before Collini came back, and had the two of us dancing. On the end of a rope.
Right. Oh, lockpicking is our second worst skill. The worst thing, the thing we're absolutely worst at because the minigame sucks and leveling it is a nightmare, is pickpocketing, and I have a sneaking suspicion that's what the boulder up here wants it to do.
Jakey sent me to you. Something about a ring?
Mm-hmm.
I suppose you want me to get it from someone?
Mm-hmm.
Who has it? I didn't quite... Is it Fletching?
Mm-mm.
Petter Berman?
Mm-mm.
You mean Kuno?
Mm-mm.
Jan Berman?
Mm-mm.
Jakey?
Mm-mm.
Is it always going to be the last guy?
Does Dangler have it?
Mm.
Alright. How should I get it?
Let's go have a talk to Dangley.
How do you know there were 16,000?
I just knew.
Welcome, Henry.
Anyway, just then my brother comes floating
Oh,
down
I
from
see.
the sky, with a halo around his head, and angel wings on his back, and he says, "Come."
Hey, I want the Ring of Bacchus. I heard you have it.
So you come and ask me for it? That's a novel approach.
Well, you don't just have to steal it from each other. Why not play for it?
No, I don't play dice. But we can duel for it.
Sure.
Alright. Why not?
I'll wager the ring, and you put up some groschen, alright?
Sure. I'll wager that.
That'll do it. Well, now it's something worth fighting for. So you better watch out.
Well then.
No, kurva!
Not my haircut. How fucking dare you? Oh shit. Damn. This guy master strokes everything.
You'll get
Gonna clinch him. Grunt. These places are no good if you don't take advantage of them, Henry. Fuck's sake. He's always too far away for me to hit him with this fucking thing. There we go.
Oh, fair fight. Well, I don't like giving it up. Well, at least I won't get so plastered next time. Just watch out it doesn't get pinched.
I'll do that. Thanks.
God be with you, Henry.
Thank you. Right. Oh, my nourishment is just enough for a fucking marigold. Right in my face. Now we have the correct drugs. Dolotai Kezuka. Repair some of my shit. Man knew how to break people's things, that guy. It's probably the anti-scooty abouty stuff making it that thick.
A lion's heart beats in your chest. You must fight for the village folk who know nothing of warfare, because only you stand between them and the great army.
A talking here. That's a good start.
Before I can ask him which army he means, I hear a rumble behind me like thunder.
I wonder if I can have a mace that's maybe not does as much damage, but has further reach. It doesn't seem to be a stat on weapons, like reach. But apparently the weight matters quite a lot, so I don't know.
I got the ring from Dangler. Yeah, well, I suppose there's not much more either of us can say about it. Yeah, thanks to you too.
Yeah, the thing about it is, because, like, you saw me go up to him. I have a bunch of perks that makes it much easier for me to Windows you're stuck in each other thingies. So I can usually Windows outstun him briefly, but I'm too slow to move in for an attack before he's back up again. So if I had a slightly further reachy weapon, I might be able to do something about it. Book? Oh, he gave us a book. I see. I didn't realize. Oh, we got the captive's letter. I haven't read this. Probably should do that.
Good day, Henry.
Hi. S. Guess it's a regular book. Hope it's not basic horse riding skills. Silence is gold. Oh, it's a speech book. Okay. Now that we've opened it, Henry should automatically read it when he sleeps. Because that's how that works. Okay, how long since we saved? 53. 20 something minutes.
The closer they get, the better I can see them. The horses are black.
Your beard gonna be weird again.
And they have horns.
Should we ride out?
The faces of the riders.
Oh, you'd like to ride out, would you? Wouldn't you rather leave us sitting here on our asses, waiting for you a few more days?
Sorry, I had a job to take care of.
No, I didn't.
A job? I believe Radzig assigned you to us. So this is your fucking job.
I roar like a lion.
What?
I look at the
What?
first warrior. Suddenly, everything stops dead. I can see
I
only
apologise.
sparks flying from my sword.
All right, just don't fucking keep us waiting again.
I didn't.
I'd like to head to the north. Is there anything interesting that way?
North of here, Samapesh and Merhoyed are that way, and Talmberg is a bit further on. There's stables in Merhoyed.
I wouldn't mind paying a visit to those stables. We can go through there.
And from there?
What do you reckon the wheat?
From there, we'll follow our noses. Something interesting is sure to turn up. I feel it in my bones. Mount up and let's go.
Sure. Chief.
I bet it's gonna... Oh, nice, look at him. I bet it's gonna dump me into another conversation without allowing me a moment to drink a fucking potion again. Stuff happens on the road, goddamn. What's this bad blood about? Many arses. That's a quaffer potion. Actually lets us, that's nice. Probably means we won't need it. This will overfeed me though. No, amazingly. Just exactly. Horses on auto ass.
What a fine day, eh, brother?
Indeed, brother.
You know what I like best about days like this, Jan?
The scent of chamomile wafting from the hillsides.
Among other things.
Ah, like a rounded hills, rising, purtling, all soft and pink in the sunlight.
And the fertile valley below, spreading wide and inviting.
Dew glistening in a mossy hollow.
The sweet aroma
Slightly
of honey.
slower than us.
The sturdy poplar, standing tall and erect.
Aye. It reminds me of that day. That day when the two of us fucked Fletcher's ma.
Very droll. You'd make a stuffed bird laugh.
Your ma's a stuffed bird. I stuffed her myself.
Is this true?
I can't smell any chamomile.
Well, men, how are things?
May I?
Yes, Fletch?
How shall I put it? I'm a little concerned about the prospects in these parts, Chief.
Oh? How's that?
I've been looking around, and if you'll pardon me, it seems to me that we've been stuck for a long time in the arsehole of beyond.
It's not Paris, France, I'll grant you.
What I mean to say is...
Yeah, everything's equipped and in order.
Makes me uneasy, Chief.
I see. What about the rest of you?
I don't know what Fletcher's moaning about. There's plenty of booze and loose wenches nearby.
Not to mention fools in the taverns who don't know when to stop rolling those dice.
Dangler?
It's the arsehole of beyond everywhere we go. It always makes me uneasy.
Jakey?
Fletch can complain. I was supposed to get a suit of armor, and all I got was a shitty kettle hat.
Sorry, but they don't do hauberks in girl sizes.
Oh? Well, how did you get yours then?
All right, I appreciate your honesty, lads. Don't worry, there will be plunder. We're here to fight. To the victor the spoils. That's how it's always been. But no purse of silver will shed blood for you on the battlefield. That's what this company is for. And I hope you never forget the golden rule. You can joke all you want, moan all you want, but nothing will keep your skins in one piece better than trusting your leader, who you choose by your own free will. So don't ever forget that.
Amen.
I like this sort of idea of a mercenary band. It's quite nice, but
Chief, think there's something going on over there.
well, my worry about this is that it will. Well, the group combats aren't that great, but there's some cool interaction going on in the camps.
Groschen, hidden in a piss pot. chunk of beef no one there will be eating.
On account of it'd just fall out through the holes in their bellies, eh, brother?
Lag.
My mouth is already watering, brother. Yeah. And I ain't even touched a purse yet.
Once you get your hands on some loot, I'll be happy to play you for your hard-earned groschen back at the camp.
Poor old Fletch. Never gets to see the action from close up.
Yeah. You, Dangler. What do you expect to find?
Futility and human suffering, like always.
Always full of good cheer, eh, Dangler? Why don't you take a leaf out of Stone's book and shut the fuck up?
Jesus, I wish you'd all shut the fuck up.
Time to do some Henry-sticating.
Keep your eyes peeled, though. There might be someone hiding out here still. Look for clues and question the survivors, if there are any.
Don't know how long that takes. Oh, someone shat next to the toilet hole. Can't inspect. Or maybe I only can when...
Oh, my luck's not in today.
What's the meaning? Are we gonna chastise him for looting the peasant in plain view, or are we gonna... Wait. That was him. Jakey will probably die for plot, I suspect, since he's the one the man likes.
You found anything interesting?
Fuck all. They cleaned him out good and proper. But one fellow was still alive.
And what did you do with him?
Don't you worry. I seen plenty of wounded fellas, and he wouldn't have made it. So, I put him out of his misery.
I see.
No.
Did he tell you anything?
He mumbled something about some Lord something. Zul, I think.
Oh,
Zul?
Goza.
I never heard the name.
Me neither. But I don't know too many nobles.
The Gazarian. Religious there, Father Stone.
No signs of resistance. They simply slaughtered them like animals.
Is that an arrow? No, it's a belt.
Poor wretch.
Just a trouser room where we keep 3 barrels and a pair of trousers. What's this now?
Kuno will want to know about this. Jesus Christ, what a massacre. They weren't even armed. Looks like it happened fast. God almighty.
Henry audio asses. Yeah, Kuno had a different beard as well in the evening. It's not just the color, it was a different kind, I think. It wasn't as pointy.
Kuno, your men are robbing the dead.
What did you expect, Henry? Old habits die hard. And most of the lads ain't had an easy life.
Now, try explaining that to Sir Radzig. You're acting in his name here, so he expects you to behave the same as his own people, with honor.
Steady on now. We don't have to drag Radzig into it. I'll have a word with them.
I found this shield in a shed along with a letter. Seems like someone left us a message.
Show me that. I know that, Chris.
Probably should have read the
It's
letter.
House of Zul. A dangerous lot, God's truth. I don't think we'll find anything else here. We'll stay here a while, just in case. And you should go and report to Radzig what happened.
What do you know about these Zuls?
A family of impoverished nobles. They fought in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia. But what they're after in Bohemia, I've no idea.
I thought I could go and search for those raiders. They might not have gotten very far yet.
Alright. It's always good to have an extra pair of eyes. We'll keep searching here for a while, and then head back to the camp.
I suspect they'll be in the bushes or some shit. It's usually the case, isn't it? That's Radzig. Search for raiders. Ah, fuck, impenetrable. God damn. Do we still have the letter? We might be able to read it. Sir Hagen Sewell. Not that Hagen, I hope. Found anything, JQ? Pickpocket. Clues. That man buries hard over that guy's corpse. One of these must have seen something.
Did the raiders leave any tracks?
Well, they came from the northwest. A horse or two and a few men on foot.
Anything else?
No, nothing.
The northwest. They came from here, right? So. We said no tracks. Northwest. It's towards Radzig, I think. Should probably go talk to him, but let's talk to the men first. There might be clues. Magpie.
One more here.
That's alright. Fucking magpies. Thieves of the air. That's what they are. The sheep don't seem agitated. Is that? Man, you patrol well. Fucking doing circles, that man. Can't talk to you. Shooty guy might know something. He seems like the sort of guy to see things.
Did you find any tracks?
Some, a horse or two. They rode off through the meadow towards dawn. They were avoiding the road, which is interesting.
Towards dawn?
Meaning towards the east. Apart from the mounted ones, there were some men on foot too. Well weighed down.
Well, they can't move too
Look
fast
at his
then.
smug.
No. And what's more, they left a trail of blood. One or more of them might be wounded. Either that, or they dragged off some poor bastard from here.
Nice work.
Look at his
Thanks.
grin. Toward the east.
Yeah.
Left a trail of blood. I wonder if I should be looking for that. How big is this area? Not very. So we're looking for blood in this area, I think. To get our next oogly thing.
Poor creature. Hunted down like game. Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff.
Let's go track them alone like an idiot.
They went this way.
Get spam bushed.
Seems they met some resistance at the farm.
Fuck.
What a waste. But at least I know which way they went.
That might actually work if I use the thrust when I do the clinches. I hadn't been thinking of that. Very small area. Is that an actual camp down there? Because that would make these raiders the dumbest in the game. Bunny scares the shit out of me. Ah, it's over here somewhere. There was a stone, another camp. What if it's gonna force me into an ambush? If we actually can get the drop on them.
There they are.
Who's there? Hey, who's there?
I would like to know that as well.
Who's there?
What are you doing here? Tired of life, are you?
You fucked up
It's
there.
4 guys.
What's the matter? Come on!
Ah, 50,000.
You call that combat?
You're dead.
Enjoy this.
Fuck's sake, Henry, come on.
You can't hide from me.
No, that doesn't work.
I'll slaughter you. Come here, Lily. Is that all you've got?
Prick.
You're going to cry.
Yeah, you might notice sometimes Henry's fucking thing just gets stuck. I'm bleeding right now. Oh, fuck's sake. Yeah, you can sometimes see me trying to attack and he raises the hand to attack and then doesn't do the swing at all. He just sits there and it wobbles kind of up on this on top of the screen here. It's very, very frustrating. Oh, let's try that again. It's probably not a bug. It's probably me trying to attack something that's not
nice work.
present or something. It's very annoying, yes.
Poor creature. Hunted down like game.
But then again, that doesn't want you to fight more than a few men at the time, so...
Looks like they carried away a lot of stuff.
So I'm thinking it's...
this way.
It's all... You're not supposed to do it like this, so we won't...
Seems they met some
make
resistance at the
mechanics
farm.
or fix things that...
What a waste.
Make stuff harder.
At least I know which way they went.
Or makes it easier to deal with multiple opponents, because you're not supposed to win. It's true. I often get stuck in animations in the IRL. What's the one that gives you a bunch of ass? Bewilder my eyes with strange vision. Nonsense. Let's give that a go. I'm ready to fight. Oh, fuck me.
There they are.
That's all then. Only another 10 will surely go missing along the way. Then we'll bring
Right in the cock. Yeah, stop and stare at me.
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Go on.
I'll slaughter you.
The fuck's going on? Henry, what are you doing?
Well, I never. The pig turns up willingly for the slaughter. Is that all you've got?
What's the matter? Come on.
You're dead.
Oh, it keeps trying to... Fuck's sake.
Ale dobre dele! Oh.
There's another one, somebody... Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I can do all the clinches I want, but I can't reach him. Where's the last fucking one? One of them got away. I wonder if that'll bin my my chance of ass. Well, I'm drunk now. I guess we could actually have gone and gotten the other wades. That seems like what you're probably supposed to do. Wait, there's a guy still in their camp that hasn't decided to join them? Are you a bandit or are you a captive? I need to not.
Who's there? What's going on there?
The hell was that?
You're in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Can't hit shit, mate. Oh, fuck me. Oh yeah, I'm drunk. Of course I'm drunk. Oh fucking hell. I like how the arrow he hit me was just twanked off me. That happens me. Oh, small armor kits. That's alright. Flancansian. That's alright. Community callus. Get the rest of these corpses. Oh, the fucking visual effect from that thing is being weird. Raiders lost dealt with. Didn't get any info though. Should properly check the their camp. Aye, fucking. I've checked you, haven't I? Yes. Fix my bullshit. I'm out of foot fixing things, I think. No, cobbler's kit. Oh, very fine. Son of blacksmith. Of Vincent. He's stolen a bunch of dresses. Are these people simple? I think they might be simple. Fuck. So I wonder if there's any other drinking things that can make me less drunk from the thingies. Are they spirits? Oh yes, we have drunk. That's probably also not that helpful to us. Let's go see if we can mention something to the bastard man first. Oh, this effect. What a bunch of men.
I tracked down those raiders.
You did? Well, nice work. So where are they?
Well, they were a short way off to the east, in the woods, dividing up their loot.
Were? They're gone now? Which way?
Down. To hell, where I sent them.
What? Jesus, Henry. Are you out of your mind?
Well, I took advantage of the moment of surprise.
Christ above, I've met some mad bastards in my time, but... Alright, I'll send someone there to scout around. Meanwhile, you have a snoop around here, and see if you can find anything interesting.
Already did. How's the town?
God be with you.
Thank you, mate.
How's it looking, Melikar?
I'm glad to see you, Henry. I'd like to thank you again. Everyone is cured. It's nothing short of a miracle.
Oh, that's a relief. You've suffered enough. We've all suffered enough.
God's truth. You know, the folk here are truly grateful. They'd have you and Nicodemus canonized if they could. They brought me gifts for the two of you. I wasn't keen on the idea at first. We're not left with much since the livestock died. But since you're here...
No. I can't possibly accept that. Give it all back, Melikar. With my thanks.
That's kind of you. I'm glad you appreciate our situation. Things are tough, all right.
I understand. I'm just glad everything turned out well.
So am I, lad. So am I.
Tempted to choke him out.
Yeah.
So we read the letter. It was some man being all like, Radzig, you're a fucking knave. I challenge you to 1v1 me mid, motherfucker. Actually, I heard of something. I think you might be able to do so. You're supposed to be able to shoot yourself. I don't know if I'm disappointed. Yeah. If you shoot down and get off the horse or something, you can shoot yourself. I don't know if the angle is different because I'm wearing plate. I think he pulls slower as well. Who knows? Radzig, I'm here for praise. Praise me moto, mate. Where you at, fuck? Shit. Well, like real life, get a good nap in. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck.
Hey, Henry's come to see us.
Well, I work here, kinda.
Greetings. What do you need?
Sir, I'm afraid I have some bad news. We came across a burnt-out farm near Merhoyed.
Christ! It seems Pribyslavitz wasn't the end of it.
Now, this is something else, sir. We found a shield there with a crest. A tricolour star on a blue field.
I know that coat of arms. unfortunately. It's the House of Zul.
There was a letter there, too.
Show it to me. Although I think I already know what it will say.
Here you are, sir.
Unscrupulous beast. Cruelty and malevolence. I challenge you to face me in a duel. Defend your honor. An ignominious wretch. Well, that's nice. Signed, Hagen Zul. As I expected, old grievances coming back to haunt me.
This Sir Hagen wants to challenge you to a duel.
Apparently, he still hopes I will agree to this kind of outmoded solution to disputes.
But surely you can't refuse a challenge to a duel. What about your honor?
Henry, my boy, honor is a splendid thing, and it should be held in high regard. But in time, you'll learn that some matters are not so straightforward.
Like this one?
Yes, like this one. The only reason Hagen is challenging me now is that he has a marked advantage. I've served as the royal hetman for the last 15 years and become a courtier. Hagen, meanwhile, was fighting in the Margraviate Wars in Moravia and elsewhere as a mercenary. Which of us do you think would win a duel? That's not honor, but an abuse of honor. Commonplace opportunism. I don't blame him for trying, but I'm not such a fool as to play by his rules.
What happened between you and Sir Hagen?
That's a long story.
Well, I'd like to hear the whole story, sir, if you wouldn't mind.
Very well. It began in the first year of King Wenceslas's reign. He sent me to resolve a dispute between the Zuls and a neighboring house. It concerned land boundaries. The Zuls had refused to accept the ruling of the land court. His Majesty's position was a little shaky after his coronation. So a decision was made in the royal court to take radical action against any dissent in the kingdom. Since the Zul family was defying the king, we were obliged to punish them. Harshly, as the circumstances demanded. The head of the family, Hagen's father, was hanged, their castle razed to the ground and their property confiscated.
So, they're out for vengeance. But you acted according to the law.
Would it were that simple, lad. I was young and didn't realize the repercussions it would bring. For one thing, the king didn't use it to strengthen his position. On the contrary, he took less and less interest in such affairs.
How come?
Because he realized things would eventually sort themselves out. He promoted me to royal hetman, leaving him to pursue other interests. Secondly, my actions essentially created another band of robbers. When you strip a nobleman of his property, you can't expect him to take to begging. And thirdly, I wasn't aware at the time that the other party to the dispute was distantly related to me. Naturally, that made it look like I was acting in self-interest. If I'd known what I know today, I'd have been a lot more circumspect.
Well, what are we going to do about this?
You and Kuno's band will just have to deal with Hagen and prevent further mayhem. The longer he's marauding around these parts, the greater the chances that I'll finally have to succumb to his conditions.
So you'd fight him, if it came to that?
Let's hope it doesn't come to that. But maybe there's something else behind this challenge. Maybe it's coin he's after. Who knows?
All right. We'll deal with him, sir.
I'm sure you will, Henry.
I'll choke him out like the best of them. I learned about horses from listening to that.
I'd like to ask something about this Sir Hagen.
Sure.
Good luck, then.
Goud. Fucking awkward ass camp. I say ass. Gonna have a bit of a scrub now that we're down there, I think. Sadly, washing also feeds Henry. Guess we could get the services one at a time. Will I make it before it's dark and they won't scrub me? I ignore wayfarers. We likely need a nap first anyway, so... This is awkward, because if I had a nap after, I could eat more, but... It would also mean my haircut and fuck bonus would start running out. Well, I did not know that one was timed. Shit. I'm gonna have to continue from that one tomorrow and try and do that. For now, IGN. GN, man.